The sleepover was supposed to be fun. Pizza, face masks, rom-coms, and ghost stories. That's what Olivia had planned when she invited 4 of her friends over on the first Friday of Nashua High School's spring break. Her parents were out of town for the weekend, and the 5 girls had the big, old house on Chestnut Street all to themselves. It was 1:45 when the last movie finished, and the girls' talk turned to something darker. "We should play with the Ouija board," said Kara, grinning. She was holding up a battered old board she'd found on Olivia's game shelf, stuffed between a Disney version of Monopoly and Trouble. "No way," Gwen muttered, hugging her knees on the edge of the bed. "Those things are dangerous." "Haven't you seen The Exorcist?" The other girls agreed with her. "Let's play a different game," said Junie. She spoke softly, but everyone felt quiet when she did. She was the new girl, the kind who always seemed like she knew more than she said. "It's called the Midnight Game," said Junie. "It's fun and scary." Megan rolled her eyes. "You just made that up." "No, I've heard of it too," said Kara. "There was a post online about some high schoolers who played. They swear that something creepy happened." "Well, how do we play?" asked Olivia. Junie smiled. "First, we need to get some candles." They sat in a circle on the bedroom floor, each girl holding a white taper candle that Olivia had borrowed from the dining room. None of them spoke. Outside, a strong wind stirred the trees, making the house creak. The girls were looking at Junie, waiting. "The rules are simple," Junie said. "At exactly midnight, we each light our candle and knock on the closet door 13 times. On the last knock, we open it." "Open the closet?" Megan asked. "Why?" "To let him out," Junie said. "Him?" said Gwen quietly. "The Midnight Man, of course." Junie tapped her phone to check the time. "And then we walk around the house in the dark?" asked Kara. "For 13 minutes, Junie nodded. "Walk slowly. If your candle flickers, that means he's close to you. If it goes out, relight it fast. Or you're his." No one said a word. They turned off all the lights. One by one, they lit their candles. Then Olivia stepped forward and knocked on the closet door 13 times. On the last knock, Junie opened the door. "Nothing," said Kara, holding her candle up. In the dark, inside the closet, all they saw were rows of dresses, tops, and shoes. "What did you expect?" laughed Megan. "Pennywise the clown?" "Shh, quiet." Junie shushed them. "He's here." Her candle's flame was flickering, even though her hand was still. And something in the room had changed. Olivia could feel it, like the air got thicker, like someone else was in there with them. "Start walking," Junie whispered. "Don't stay in one place too long. And whatever you do, don't let your candle go out." Olivia went first, the warm wax dripping onto her knuckles as she held her candle in both hands. The flame wavered when she stepped into the hallway, as though the house itself exhaled. The others followed, single file, socks and bare feet padding on the carpet runner. Downstairs they went. Each step down the staircase groaned under Olivia's weight. She winced at the noise. The wood had always creaked before, but now it sounded louder, sharper, like the noise would draw unwanted attention. She kept her eyes on the narrow pool of light her candle gave her, but the darkness pressed close on all sides. Shadows from the other girls moved eerily along the wall beside her, some of them too tall, too hunched, or thin-looking. "Okay, now what?" whispered Megan when they'd reached the living room. "Now we split up," whispered Junie. "You're kidding, right?" said Gwen. "That's how the game is played," said Junie, and no more talking. Olivia said nothing more. Her flame was wavering. Some deep intuition made her want to move. She stepped out of the group and headed to the kitchen. The other girls each went their separate ways. Long minutes passed in silence as they wandered through the dark like fireflies. Then, at 12:11, someone screamed. "Who was that?" asked Megan, as the girls met in the living room. "Someone upstairs," said Olivia. "Who's missing?" Gwen glanced side to side. "Junie." "No, I'm here," said Junie, stepping from behind her. "Kara, then," said Megan. "She must have gone back up." The four girls hurried upstairs. "Kara?" Olivia called out to her. "You all right?" No answer. "She's probably messing with us," whispered Megan. "Probably," said Junie, holding her candle tight and trembling. Gwen was wide-eyed and looked too afraid to speak. "Kara, come on out," said Megan. "This isn't hide and seek." Olivia checked her parents' room, the hallway bathroom. Finally, she returned to her bedroom. Her candle cast dull yellow light across the floor. There, a few feet from the closet door, was Kara's taper, lying on its side, its wick extinguished. The girls all stared at it, and at the long, deep scratch marks gouged into the hardwood. A broken, pink acrylic nail was on the floor. The scratches made a jagged path into the closet, like someone had been dragged in there. Junie turned the lights on. The girls stayed huddled with each other. No one wanted to look inside that closet. "Kara," said Megan, "come out of there. The game is over." "Yeah, it's time to go to bed," said Gwen. The other girls agreed and waited for another minute, maybe two. But the closet door stayed shut. "This is silly," said Olivia. She crossed the room and grabbed the doorknob, trying not to let the others see her hand shake. She turned the knob and yanked the closet door open, half expecting Kara to jump out and scare them. But all she found inside were tops and dresses on their hangers, sneakers, flats, and sandals on the rack below, and two words carved into the inside of the door that read, "She lost."